Hello guys, welcome to Smart Parrots, okay? Today guys, I wanna make this video, a little bit longer one than usually, because I wanna explain to you a little bit more about how to care for a baby parrot, okay? And these guys involves a little bit more things, okay? So first thing, if you decide you wanna get a parrot, it's very important to look at one very big key, and that is your age, okay? And why is that? Why is that important? Because once you get in a parrot, okay, you might have your parrot for, I say, forever, okay? And I mean it because we know some parrots can live 30, 40 years, some 60 years, some 80, 90, 100 years, okay? So usually the smaller parrots, okay, like budgies, okay, they live around 20, 30 years. They can do that. Same as cockatiels, okay? Then you've got parrots like medium-sized parrots, like Yo-Yo here, okay, Alexandrines, or Indian ringnecks, okay. So these parrots, guys, can live 30, 40 years, maybe even 50, okay. If you look after your parrot and he's gonna be very healthy and very busy, okay, and he's gonna have a good nutrients, good nutrition, then he can actually live very long time, okay. Now, do you have parrots, bigger ones, so larger ones, which is like African grey, or you have cockatoo, or you have macaw, okay? And these parrots can, guys, live easily 60, 70, 80, even 90 years, 100 years maybe, okay? So if you are a person who is in their, I say, 30s or 40s, even 50s, then I would most likely go for a medium-sized parrot, like, for example, here, Yo-Yo. Even actually a cockatiel would be okay. Cockatiel is actually nice bird to have for that sort of age group. If you are a little bit older, I would say if you are in your 60s and you still want to have a little bird, then I would probably go for something like a budgie, okay? Or one of those little birds, one of the little parrots. Because, well, even if it's not a massive problem, I think it's really nice if the parrot obviously stays with the same owner, because then we go back to the same problem as I was making the videos before, and that's rehoming a parrot, okay? So it is really nice if the parrot, doesn't get used to you for 10 years or 20 and then has to go somewhere else. It's very stressful for the bird, and obviously, but again, I'm not saying it's wrong, but obviously if you look after your parrot really well and then he has to go to somebody else who looks after him very well too, then there is not a problem at all, okay? Now, when you're choosing your parrot, guys, you always have to choose to get your parrot from the right place, okay? Which is obviously from the breeders, okay? So if you know someone who's got a parrot already, it's best to talk from that person, or get some more information. So if you obviously looking on the internet, then try to find someone who is a proper breeder, okay, licensed, even better, of course, yes. And from near area where you can actually go and you can see the parrots the person has, okay? Instead of having a parrot delivered, because I know they deliver parrots as well, okay? As you heard, there's lots of issues with poaching, yeah? Which is, people in central area of America or Asia, they go into the trees and they literally steal eggs from some birds' nests, okay? Or even when the birds are already hatched, they just steal the birds and they literally take them away and sell them, okay? It's very bad generally for nature, guys. These birds needs to be out there just as much as they need to be also as a pets, okay? To be honest, yeah? There's a massive debate about birds being indoors. I mean, look, once the bird is born, okay, inside, then he better stays inside, okay? Because after going outside, he is not gonna be taught how to survive, okay? So he's most likely gonna die very soon, yeah, after that. Which means, I always say, once he's inside, he's born inside, he needs to stay inside. You get your parrot, you look after him as long as possible, giving good nutrition, giving good space, give him the opportunity to have a cage. I would say to sleep in only. Otherwise, don't make your parrot to be used to in the cage, because I know people said to me, but he loves his cage, he likes it inside. Well, same as the prisoners, you know, on some point they get used to the prison so much that they just don't want to go out. And yes, at the end of the day, it's all about being happy. So, I mean, there's another discussion about this, yes? So always find the right breeder, then get your parrots, okay? Now, what age should you get your parrots, okay? I would, guys, recommend to, obviously depends on your experience, but if it's hand reared, okay, then hands fed, yeah, so that will be really important, okay? So now you can do that yourself, but you need to have a chick that was pretty much just about hatched, okay? Then you have to obviously feed him with a syringe and a special parrot formula or bird formula, and you won't sleep, okay? You have to wake up every 2 hours and feed him. It's a little nightmare. So if you are someone who goes to work or had a kids and don't want to go through the same problem again, then I would say don't do it like that, okay? Now, I would recommend, guys, to go for roughly 2 to 3 months old parrot, okay? Why that is? I mean, it's an age where the parrot is still very young, okay? He's still very baby. And when you get him at that age, then he is most likely going to be like Yo-Yo now, you know? A little bit personality, a little bit attitude, but really good bird, okay? Now, different parrots are or can be tame different way, okay? Which means Yo-Yo, as you can tell, he is very tame, he feels very comfortable. Yo-Yo is now 6 years. He will be 6 years actually next month. And what's wrong? Why are you angry? I remember in the old days, he used to be really angry with my ear. I mean, yeah, I have a big ears, I think. And he thought there are some weapons. They look dangerous, you know, very scary, right? These ears look, ah. But in the old days, he used to bite me and my ears used to bleed. That's how bad Yo-Yo used to be. He is not like that anymore. As you can see, he's a sweetheart now. He's a very, very good boy. He still makes the sounds like he wants to bite me, but he just doesn't do that, you know? Because he knows this big beak and these big ears don't want to cause him any problems, okay? They are just there, just hanging, okay? But right now he's ready to a little bit rest, and after having breakfast, he just feels he wants to chill, okay? He actually quite likes filming as well. When he sees we recording some videos, he actually quite likes it. He wants to be there, and of course, he's a main actor. So guys, after having your baby, okay, obviously you have to make sure that you have everything that your parrot needs, which is a cage. In beginning, you need a cage, okay, because he needs to be somewhere in beginning, and then slowly as you teach him, you can slowly teach him to be a little more outside of the cage until the cage can be used pretty much only for sleeping, yeah, like most of the people do. Yo-Yo actually sleeps on the perch. You can see in the corner. In the corner there's a perch. That's where Yo-Yo sleeps every night. He actually doesn't go to the cage at all. We have a cage next door. Nobody sleeps there. We use it for putting the food on. So the top of the platform is used for that. Otherwise, we don't use cage for anything else. They use it for climbing. Yo-Yo and Kiki as well. That's another parrot we have. As a ringneck. She's noisy she's next door right now. So otherwise, we don't use cage for anything else much, just for feeding them really. And that's really all, okay? We can maybe use it as emergency. If we have to put them in for some massive reason, then you can just put them in. It's there, but we don't shut them in, okay? They're really happy because they don't have to be actually in a cage, okay? And that is really cool. That is really cool. So once you have a cage, guys, for your parrot, for your new parrot, then you need to have some idea about nutrition. And as I mentioned in my previous videos, it's always good to, you know, have enough fruit, enough vegetables, nuts, some seeds, some pellets, yeah? And in general, some protein I would recommend as well. And I'll be honest, we do give Yo-Yo some more protein that comes from egg white. I give him a little bit of sometimes tuna or salmon. He actually has a little bit of, not like just once a week, he has a little bit of tiny bit amount of yogurt, full fat organic yogurt, where he just likes to lick on it a little bit, and that has actually healthy bacteria for his digestion. But again, don't go too much with that. Don't go too much with the meat also, or fish. Careful on the amount of pellets you give to your parrots. I wouldn't give him any sunflower seeds at all. I don't think sunflower seeds are very good for your birds. I think they're actually dangerous because they usually are really low quality. You have to go for human grade sunflower seeds if you wanna give them to your parrots. Same as the fruit, okay? Vegetables, you can give your parrots also carrots. Raw carrots are great, okay? You can give him some beetroot, raw beetroot, of course, okay? It's very messy, so I will be careful on how much you're giving that to your parrot. Otherwise, peppers are a very good option, and a stone, the seeds inside, are very good. Make sure before you give it to your parrot, make sure you wash everything so it's all nice and clean, okay? Imagine you giving to your baby, okay? I mean, I don't have a baby, but I know people go crazy when it comes to babies, so they wash absolutely everything. And that's the same with parrots, okay? There are also some dangers, okay, in your household, so I would be very careful on smells, okay? I would be very careful on the smells when it comes to parrots, like perfumes, smells from the cooking. Generally, any chemicals when you're cleaning, move your parrot away from there. Another thing, guys, let's talk about care, okay? Care for your parrot. I mean, like, let's talk about nails and beak. Somebody asked me yesterday, actually, how often do I trim your beak and nails? We don't have to do that. We're watching it, but I'll be honest, I like when Yo-Yo has a little bit sharper nails. I mean, it kills my skin, my hands, but it's very good for him when he climbs like a textile sort of thing, like a blanket, you know, and stuff. He's got good grip. Okay, it helps him not to slip when he's on a wood. Like we have a couple of branches around. Let me show you actually, like for example here, you see? So this is quite a big branch, okay? It's like a big thing, okay? Make sure you peel the bark off as well, okay? So make sure it's all safe. Okay, so it's very good when he has a good grip on the wood, yeah? So that's why we don't really do anything with his nails. He does it himself. We can see him biting his nails. We can see he spends a lot of time on the wood, on the harder surfaces. So make sure that you have plenty of those. Then you don't have to trim his nails at all. And same with the beak, okay? So Yo-Yo, generally Alexandrian parrots are known to destroy a wood, okay? So if I show you from the closer what he done in here, you can see all this damage to the wood there and here. See? So this is all destroyed with his beak, which means that way he's trimming actually his beak as well, which again makes sure that literally we don't have to do anything, okay? If you obviously have to do something, then you have to, okay? So you can buy this like a files, it's called that thing, like a well, you're gonna put the fun exactly the same you use for your nails. Females usually using this for filing the nails, yeah. So yes, you can use one of those for the beak, okay? Even for the nails, you don't have to actually cut the nails. You can just go like women do the nails, exactly the same thing. So I would best, if your parrot is not very tame, I would be more open if it's the two of you doing it. So one of you grabs the parrot, obviously use a blanket because parrots are scared of hands. So if you grab the blanket from behind and you put it on your parrot, he doesn't know it's a hand, which means he's gonna be a little more relaxed about it, okay? And one of you holds him, another one grabs his fingers, you can call it, and just file his nails, and same with the beak, okay? When you're doing his beak, I would grab his beak from the top, okay? Be very careful because they are very sensitive animals, okay? They are not made of wood or steel. So, and just slowly file his beak as well, okay? It's a little tricky, a little playful, you know, but just be careful. Don't go too far also, yeah, just a little bit. Otherwise, I will make some video on that at some point as well. But again, because right now it doesn't need to be done, so it's no need. We haven't done it yet, didn't need to. He's happy to do it himself. And that, guys, is, I think, pretty much everything, yeah. In that case, careful if you don't want your parrot to obviously fly through the window because there's a lot of escapes for the windows. And I'll be honest, it's not that your parrot wants to live outside. It's not a choice. It's just because they're so scared in the beginning, the only way is go through the light, okay? Windows generally looks like open spaces, which means the parrot doesn't actually go for escape. He just goes to fly through the window because he doesn't see it. If the window is open, then he generally goes to and yeah, just flies out. And then he's all confused out there. He doesn't know where he's going, where he is. He's just like a little lost pet, okay, out there. So usually it doesn't end up very well. It's very small percentage of birds that are actually found. It's not like a dog where your dog disappears. He only runs on his legs. He will be somewhere on the ground. Bird can be on the ground. He can be in the trees. He can be in the bush. He can be anywhere. He's in the air. Very hard to find the bird. We lost bird once. He didn't escape through the window. He was a bird we had actually one before Yo-Yo. But he was actually quite good, so I could go outside with him on my shoulder. He didn't fly away. He was so close to me. He just didn't want to go anywhere, which was really good. And yeah, so but we found him actually. We found him someday. He flew to someone's window. And again, another thing is if when you have your bird and you have your bird for a long time and he flies out, he most likely will be looking for light. Okay, he'll be looking for human help. So that's the way, maybe psychology you can use. Otherwise, did I answer everything? I think so. Oh, one more thing. Actually, somebody messaged me yesterday saying they have the same parrot as Yo-Yo, so Alexandrine, and 7 months old. And apparently he is very close to his wife, but not as much close to him, which he's very sad about. These guys can happen in the beginning, okay? I mean, I'm not saying usually parrots usually like only one person, okay? Like the most. And then the second person is like a number 2 and then number 3 maybe, yeah? But that's not always true, because like Yo-Yo here, he likes actually 3 of us. Who does he like the most? I think he likes me and my wife the same, okay? And to be honest, that changes as well for the day. So if I do something naughty to him, if I annoy him, then he doesn't like me for a few hours and he likes my wife, okay? And then that switches the other way around. So my advice is that if your parrot only likes your partner, then make sure you spend more time with him as well. Give him some food, look after him, talk to him, whistle to him, interact with him, and then he will like you just as much. So just don't give up, okay? Because that way, if you don't interact with him at all, he's just not gonna like you. So you have to put some effort in, and I'm sure it's gonna work out, and it'll be all good, okay? Guys, that's enough for today. And we wish that you carry on watching those videos. Give us like, give us comment. If you got any questions, ask. And I can make more videos depending on your questions, because I do enjoy it. I like to share these informations with you. Let's go step up, step. So Yo-Yo is, as you see, Yo-Yo is very good. Yeah, he's very pretty. Look at him. He is a good boy. I hope your parrot is going to be just as good as Yo-Yo here, okay? And subscribe to us if you haven't yet. And we will see you soon. See you later. Bye-bye.